In this lesson, we will cover selecting the appropriate plumbing fixture type to place, placing plumbing fixtures at the correct location, and reviewing connector labels and parameters. In this building model, there's a public restroom, a janitor's closet, and a patient room at the ground floor level. We will place a water closet and a lavatory in each restroom, and then a mop sink in the janitor's closet. To begin, we can activate the Plumbing Fixture tool, which is located on the Systems ribbon in the Plumbing and Piping panel. When you click Plumbing Fixture, the tool activates, and the first thing you want to do is select the appropriate type in the Type Selector. For large projects, there could be hundreds or even thousands of types available. So you can use the search field to narrow down the type that you want to place. For this example, I'll type water as I'm searching for a water closet, and you'll notice that a water closet family is isolated and water is highlighted. You'll notice that it's not case sensitive, and so you can type in all uppercase or all lowercase and it will highlight the actual text string. Now I'm going to press space and then type public. And so you can see that the text string water public is not found together in a family name or a type name, but it's highlighting the family, it's highlighting water in the family name, and it's highlighting public in the type name. And so that's a nice feature here, so that it does not have to be exact. But if I type a dash right after public, then it says that there's no matches. And so I will backspace, and then I'll do a space and a dash, and then the dash is highlight. So the point I'm trying to make here is that it's not case sensitive, but the text strings need to match the text strings that actually appear in either the family or the type. And so it can even be numbers or actual text, and so you can search for any of those text strings that appear in the family name or type name. And it doesn't even have to be a full word as well. It can be a partial text string. So for this example, we'll select the public-1.6 GPF water closet. And when you move the cursor into the drawing area, you can see the cannot place symbol. And then if you look in the contextual ribbon, you'll notice there is a placement panel. So this placement panel most of the time indicates that the family you're trying to place is a face-based family. And this place on vertical face will indicate that it is indeed a face-based family. If there was a placement panel and place on face and place on work plane were here, then that would mean that work plane based was selected in the family. So in this case, we have a face-based family, and with place on vertical face selected, I can hover over a wall and I can see the water closet. If this was a floor-mounted water closet, I would want to make sure that place on face is selected. But I'll leave place on vertical face selected, and then I'll hover over this wall here inside the restroom. And in this project, there's something that's somewhat unexpected that happens, but you can see when I move the cursor to the right side of the wall, it actually will change and be facing the janitor's closet, and so that's not where I want. And if I press the space bar, it'll flip it around, but when I click, you'll actually notice that the water closet is placed upside down. So I'll click modify and we can take a look at that. So it's placed upside down, and if I click flip work plane here, which is basically the same thing spacebar does, it goes back to the other side of the wall. So I'm going to delete this, and we'll activate the plumbing fixture tool again. And so if you have something weird like that happen, you can place it on the other side of the wall here. So I'll place it more toward the left, and then I can drag it into the correct location, or I could even use the dimensions to get it placed at a precise location. So just be aware that you may have some strange things like that happen. We'll place another one here. I'm having the same thing happen, so I will in the command and we'll drag it into the correct location. Alright, continuing on, let's place a lavatory. And I'll search lab, and we will do the 22-inch by 22-inch public. And I'll place one of those in each restroom here. And then let's find that mop sink. I'll use the search again. Now, when I select the mop sink, you can see that there is not a placement panel, and so this is a non-hosted family. And so I'll make sure that ground floor is selected. My elevation from level is 0, and I'll press the space bar to rotate it, and then we'll place it here in the corner. And then I'll click modify to end the command. Now when I select that mop sink, you can see that the host is the ground floor level. And so I can use the elevation from level to adjust the height of this mop sink, and then I can use the offset from host to move it up or down in relation to the ground floor level, since that's the host. If in this case, a water closet, or if there was something that was hosted to a wall, this offset from host parameter would move it away from the wall. In this case, we have a hosted, this face-based component here. You can see that it does not have the offset from host parameter because it's hosted to the wall. Okay, so that's how we can place them. And now a couple more things here is we want to pay attention to the connectors that appear on each of these plumbing fixtures. And so when I select a plumbing fixture, you'll notice that there is this little icon here, and this is called a connector label. And you can see that this is a 1-inch inlet, and you can see the fixture units here. So it's 10 fixture units, and this is the symbol for domestic cold water supply. And if I select the lavatory here, you can see the same domestic cold water supply label, and then you can see a domestic hot water, and then also a sanitary connector label there. And it shows you the size of those connectors, whether it's in or out, and then the fixture units. And so when you begin to create systems, those connectors must be available. They must be present on the plumbing fixture for that fixture to be added to a system. And then if you look at the type properties, you can then begin to review the fixture units. So in this case, the waste fixture units, the hot water and cold water fixture units. And those were the values that appeared on the connector label.